morning, YouTube, and we're gonna find another schoolie to tour here, here at the last day of RTR, or maybe it's actually over, but a lot of us are leaving, and I finally caught up to this gentleman, and you gotta love somebody who puts an R crumb on the back of their bus. So, and what's your name?
Rick Johnson.
Yep. And just tell us a little bit about your bus. And
yeah, well, actually, I bought the bus about a year and a half ago, and been working on it for about a year now. I'm from Miami. Been living in Miami for quite a few years, and I want to give you a little tour of what's going on here.
Sure.
This is my garage in the back here that I use. And what I do is I have a bracket that I had built here because I didn't want to put ugly locks and everything on, so I just got some black steam pipe and built these brackets here, and it goes across as a deterrent so you can't open the door very easy. So you just take the bar out and you're good to go with the back. This is my garage area.
yeah, and yours is 42 feet long, so you got 9 more feet to work with than me, so
exactly.
It's nice having a garage.
Yeah, it is nice. Actually, coming across the country, all this stuff here was level at one time, about this high, and then I kind of had, with all the bumps and everything, of 2,500 miles out here to Quartzsite,
Yeah.
I had basically an earthquake. So what I did is once I got here, I kind of put everything to the side so I could get to my battery and my water and everything back here. As you see right here, I have my 7.9 gallon Bosch water heater, which is nice, and back behind the wall and underneath the bed on the inside, as you'll see, is my water tank. I have a 35-gallon water tank back there.
Okay.
And then for boondocking, I have my Honda 2000 generator, which is absolutely the best generator a man can own.
Yeah.
They just run forever.
Quiet.
They're dependable. They're quiet, like you say. You can't. I think it's like even under full power, they're only like 86 decibels.
Right.
Which is, if this was running right now, we wouldn't. And standing right here, you wouldn't even have to raise your voice much because it's so quiet.
And you replaced all the lights with LEDs.
Yeah, everything has been replaced with nice LEDs. All my running lights along the top of the bus has got all LEDs.
This is on my to-do list.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, let me shut this down. Yeah, I'm a big fan from back in the day of R. Crumb.
Yeah, me too. But
And if you notice right here, I have the did a lot of research on it. I didn't want to have to pay the money. It ended up for the whole towing operation.
Right.
It was about $2,000, very expensive, but I went first class on it because I didn't want to lose my my tow vehicle, which is right over there, a Honda Civic.
And that's a big question. A lot of people in the different groups and stuff about schoolies is, what can I tow, and can I tow something behind it? And you absolutely can.
Yeah, absolutely can. Here out in Arizona and probably anywhere else, but my problem is in washes. You have to be careful about going through washes.
Yeah, you were mentioning you bent up the electrical connection on one.
Yeah, thank God I didn't have any. I didn't ruin the tow bar or something, but that was a rookie mistake. We all learn.
Yeah. But a lot of people with toads will put a mud flap in the back to keep the stones from hitting. Or there was one couple, actually, they went up to Alaska and they had this elaborate thing that went over the top. They had the mud flap, they had another thing to keep the stones. And pretty much every toad I see out here in Arizona definitely needs to be washed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So coming along this way here, coming down in my basement right here, I have the same affair with the steam pipe going across as a locking system. So that works out pretty good, just like I showed you on the back over there. You slide it out and then you can go into my basement. That's where I keep all my tools and my propane tanks for the Mr. Buddy heater on the inside.
Okay.
And as you notice here in the front of my toad, this is where the blue ox hooks into right here.
Right.
Which makes it really nice. There again, like I said, you spend a lot of money for that blue ox, but as one person traveling by themselves, I can just back up over there, and within 2 minutes, I'm totally hooked up.
Yep.
Or when I want to disconnect within 2 minutes by myself, very easy to just rehook.
Yep.
So that was a pretty good deal. All right.
Yeah,
so over here,
yeah, you made your door so it was going to be one.
Yeah, this is a rigid door, and then for a locking mechanism, rather than have ugly locks and hasp and everything here, I just went and bought the common master lock that you see on most of your vans and stuff like that there,
right.
And just fastened it to down there. Yep. And then you were mentioning being a woodworker also.
Yeah, I love this this inner door lock. That it's way prettier than the steel, just the steel bolts that most people will throw on.
Right, right. So what I did is I just took a piece of maple from my build out, and I just put it across the door here and bolted it through to make the whole door rigid, one piece. And then being a woodworker, I just kind of got fancy here. It's kind of like a little sliding system that just locks in, and all the ugly screw holes there, I just went ahead and put little buttons right in here to cover that, so it gives it that craftsman look.
Yep.
You know, it makes it look pretty good. All right. This is where I usually keep my fresh drinking water because I don't have much room in there. So that's just good water for drinking.
Yep.
And then of course I got my new sticker here recently from Steve.
Yeah.
So I had to put that up there, my RTR 2018.
Yep. So now I started a trend. He's going to totally cover his dashboard with stickers. And I like you did the diamond plate on the stairs to.
Yeah, I did that all in diamond plate there. Redid that. And then inside, just like your bus, I have the Cummins 5.9 24 valve diesel, which is a great engine, as you know, because you have the same engine as I do.
Yeah.
And everyone that I speak to about this engine just says it's the greatest engine ever.
Yep. Yeah, mechanics love them. They're easy to work on.
Right, correct.
Although a little tight on the front engine.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you took off the whole door closing operation, so nice clean dash.
Yeah, nice dash. Probably eventually what I'll do is I'll get myself like a 32 or a 39-inch TV.
Right.
And then I'll put that right here so I can watch TV.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people, I've seen them, they're mounted up above.
Yeah.
There's somebody the other day had a live edge plank that they'd made their dash out of. Like,
yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting ideas about different ways to do the door.
Right.
You know, and
yeah. So coming in here, I did all the cabinetry myself, and being a woodworker like Steve here, I don't like any sharp corners because I always run into them and everything. So as you can see, everything is radiused here. Yep. I think it gives a nice look also. And you look over there, that's all radiused.
Yep.
And everything was built here with hard rock maple, which are the door frames, and then all the inserts is done out of teak. Right. And then over here, I also did the book match. Yeah. Which is a book match on your teak here. And this is my my little Chinese $39 stove, which is the greatest stove for $39. You can buy them just about at any flea market. Yep. And it works great. And what I do is I put my bottle right down here. So I got my bottle. Then I got my toaster oven. And I got my microwave here. When I use those, I just put them up on the counter. And of course, I fire up my Honda generator. Right. And that gives me my power over there. I also have the magnetic cooker so I can use that up here as well.
Right.
So I've got a lot of options,
Sure. Sure.
which is what you need when you're boondocking.
Right.
If one thing don't work, you go to something else.
Yep.
And this is all solid butcher block table, top rather, and basically I got this from IKEA. It came as a blank. And then also the stainless steel sink is from IKEA. The faucet is from IKEA. Great place to do your shopping, by the way,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
any RVers. Now the one thing that I liked, or I wanted to do on the inside, is I didn't want to build out a banquette, which is like basically a build-in
Right.
that you see in a lot of motorhomes.
Sure.
I didn't want to take up all that room, so my option was to go ahead, and this table here is also from IKEA. So when I have guests over and I want to eat or something, I just bring this up right here. And the thing that's nice about it is that it's got a lever underneath that you put here, and you don't have the problem of kicking with a dead leg.
Right. Right.
Which I thought was a good deal to have, because you're always kicking it, and God forbid you have your food over there and you come and you kick it and your whole dinner goes down on the floor.
Yeah.
But what it does, it just frees up all this space in here that you don't need to be taken up.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really struck me when I came in here, is just how open,
Right.
how much space you have.
Exactly right.
So.
And what I did is I kept my Herman Miller. These are Herman Miller Arion chairs. They're quite expensive, but they're great chairs to have.
Comfortable. Yeah.
They are. This is the type of chair where you can sit in 6 or 8 hours and you get out of it and you're not crippled up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I used to have one. Years ago.
Years ago, yeah. And then the floor. Most people think it's a wood floor, but in fact it's not. It's the Allure vinyl flooring from Home Depot.
Right.
A little expensive also, but it's great. If you get water on it, it won't puff up on you and delaminate and everything like a laminate would. And the durability is fantastic. And after the 2,500-mile trip, as you can see, nothing came apart.
Right.
That was my biggest concern when I did my build out, is that stuff was going to start cracking and falling apart and rattling.
Yep.
And I had none of those problems whatsoever.
Right.
And up here, what I originally was going to do was I was going to put doors that come up like this here. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, boy, I'm going to have these doors right up in my face.
Yeah, and they're quite tall, so you don't have the... I've got some headroom.
Exactly right. So what I did is I just went ahead and built this out, and then with the teak insert panels, and then I've got everything back here.
Sure.
I just dadoed out a channel for the top and the bottom, and it works great.
Yep. The tricks that woodworkers know how to do.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And then I have my AC going through 110.
Right.
So I have my plugs over here, and I got plugs over there. And then I have plugs down here on the wall when I'm using my computer. So
Right.
I have enough of that going on. And then moving toward the back here, I have a 9.9 refrigerator. Of course, when I go into solar, which will be fairly soon, I'm doing the research now on solar, but I'll be able to power this on solar, or if I'm hooked up somewhere at a friend's place or RV park or something, which I don't really like that much.
Right.
I can still go ahead and just plug in and have it's frost-free, which is the reason I bought this, because I hate defrosting refrigerators.
Yeah, really.
So this is going to work out pretty good.
Nothing like having to chisel your dinner out of a big chunk of ice.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Oh, and by the way, up here what I did is I put this crown molding in. I bought the crown molding, then I went to a woodworker store and bought this rope detail that kind of makes it look nice.
Yep.
It's those little touches that woodworkers do.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've seen crown molding in it's really, because everybody has to deal with this curve, and you dealt with it great.
Yeah.
The only time I ever did crown molding, it took me forever to get the corners.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Not that I wouldn't tackle it again, but
I had to make several cuts here because these were compound. There were two different angles, so I had to go through a few cuts to get my angles right. But as you see, they came out really professional.
Yep.
Just a matter of patience and.
I think mine I might have filled them in with drywall compound.
Yeah, right.
And then painted. I painted. Mine were painted anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, all the curtains. My ex-girlfriend lent me her sewing machine, and I just went to Joann's Fabric after much research, looking around for weeks and weeks for a fabric, and finally found this. So I went ahead and I sewed my own curtains.
Oh, sure.
Hadn't used a sewing machine in 30 years, but it worked out pretty good.
It's like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, exactly. You never forget. Just get rusty.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. And then coming back to the back here, I have my full-size, queen-size bed, memory foam bed, and that works out pretty good. I'm 6'3", so I need a big bed, stretch out.
Right.
And then on the other side of that wall is where I had showed you I have my garage there.
All right.
So that works out pretty good.
And of course, you got right above the bed, you got one of the hatches.
Yeah. Well, both hatches, this hatch and the front hatch, I took out.
Oh, okay.
Because they were leaky, number one.
Right.
And I just covered them with 18 gauge steel. So it's
I've seen some people that have actually made them into a skylight.
Yeah.
So they can lay in bed and look up at the stars. And...
Yeah, exactly. Well, at some point in time, I might put a fan or an air conditioner in there because I believe the standard opening is 14 by 14.
Something like that.
Something like that there. So that works out pretty good.
Yep.
And then on two sides here, I have my end tables here. Same thing again, radius edges.
Right.
Of course, trying to get out here to RTR, I wasn't able to finish off the tops, but I'm going to finish off the tops in teak as well.
Right.
So that's yet to be done too. As you probably, any schooling will know or RVer will know, it's
not done yet.
It's a constant. It's like having a house or a condo.
Yeah.
You never stop. And over here is my shower. Now my shower, what I did is I went to Home Depot and I bought a standard home shower pan. Then I framed it out with plywood, 5/8 plywood.
Right.
And then I went to a restaurant supply company and I got this vinyl. And I put the vinyl on the plywood. And this vinyl is basically what they use in restaurants as backsplash. And it works perfectly. It's great. Great. Right now I'm using it as a storage area, but eventually probably when
Pretty much every schoolie and RV I've been in, the shower ends up being a storage area for a while.
Exactly. So that's something I got to work on. But what's really crazy about this schoolie is that with my shower and with my sink over there, I think I got better water pressure here in the schoolie than I have in my condo.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I have a nice pump back there. I believe it's what are those standard pumps that they have?
SureFlow.
SureFlow. I have the SureFlow pump, right, which works great.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
And
I've been very happy with it.
All that my water tank. I have a 35-gallon water tank centered right in the center underneath the bed. Right. And then I got an enormous amount of area. That all this area here is all storage right underneath the bed, so that works out pretty good too. And that's the back of the bus here.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't know. There might be something else you wanted to ask about here. What I
no, actually, thank you. I mean, this is probably the most beautiful woodworking I've seen on a schoolie, or anything for that matter. But it's well done. And I really appreciate you.
Yeah, one other thing too that might be of interest to us schoolies too. Excuse me, is out here in the desert, as you know, during the day it's nice and warm, but at night it can go pretty chilly, really chilly actually, 35, 40, 45 degrees. So what I did is I went ahead and bought the Mr. Buddy, Big Buddy heater.
Yeah, the biggest one.
Right, and with that there, with the whole schoolie here. I never hardly ever put it on medium, or I never use high.
Right.
But when I come in here late in the evening and it's chilly, I'll go ahead and put it on medium, and within about, oh, I'd say maybe 8 to 10 minutes, the entire schoolie is nice and comfortable.
Right.
Then I switch it down on low, and it takes care of all my heating here.
Yep.
So that's a great deal.
I've toyed with the idea of replacing that big heater of mine with that.
Right, exactly.
So, but anyway, well, thank you for the tour, and it'll. I'm sure my viewers are gonna really get a lot of ideas from this.
Yeah,
So, all right. See you later, YouTube.
Bye.